It's the 2K Sports pregame show, brought to you by Kia.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Dr. Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the New York Knicks going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Looking at Minnesota, they've been a different team than the one we saw last season, and not for the better. They're currently 7th in the conference, quite a dip from where they were a year ago. Let's talk for a moment about Derrick Rose. At this point, it's unlikely he'll ever return to his MVP level. But he can still leave his mark on a game, can't he, Ken?
He can, and he still can push the tempo. He still can lead a team. And defensively, he's still, I would say, top of the game. You know, his shot hasn't returned the way it has probably before the MVP, but he's still a smart player and can, you know, Shaq, he can put that dagger on you.
See, what I don't like about Kenny is guards always try to protect each other.
I didn't think there was anything you didn't like about him.
I know, but one area where Rose has improved is he takes better care of the ball now. Ooh. He was real loosey-goosey with the ball. That was his weakness when he first came into the league. But now he's playing like my main man Kenny over there. You don't really have a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, I never turned it over that much. I'm going to get rid of it before I turn it over.
That does it for us for now. Kevin Harlan with the call. We'll see you later.
Greetings, everyone. Glad to have you with us on this Wednesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. We'll be catching up in a bit from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Last game for the Timberwolves, they picked up the W against the Jazz.
Ready to go? And in that game, guys, I mean, the beneficiary of what was some very lackluster defense being played against them.
Well, hard to dispute. They faced very little resistance. But still, you have to convert when given the opportunity, and they certainly did.
And now, the New York Knicks starters. We've got Lance Thomas. Noah is out there with Porzingis. Then it's Lee, and it's Rose in at the point. Here's Wiggins.
Well, Wiggins, one of those guys who draws fouls at an excellent rate. I think one aspect of Wiggins that really helps his game that might be overlooked is how long his arms are. It helps him keep the ball away from defenders when he's driving to the rim. The high release point on his shot makes it that much harder to contest.
First one falls for him. He's perfect from the line this time.
Well, with the first overall pick in 2014, Wiggins has some pressure on him, but he has steadily improved his play.
Rose kicks to Porzingis. Towns with the steal. Rubio dishes to Levine. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. And Doris, another benefit of Wiggins is his great length for his position. So it takes very few steps for him to go from the three-point line right to the rim.
Yeah, I think when you couple his reach with his hang time, you can see why he can adjust so many times in the air and still get off a great shot. It's really crazy to think he's a shooting guard with a 7-foot wingspan.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
New York shooting their first free throws of the night right here. That free throw from Lee is good. And both free throws good for Lee. One thing you notice, Doris, both these teams very strong on the backboard.
And that's about effort, right? There's got to be a willingness to mix it up physically, to be able to work hard. And you see teams that are not afraid to scrap and claw. Hey, that's how I play.
I love you did play that way, that's right. But you love rebounders, don't you?
I do, because I think it takes commitment. You've got to continue to work. You know, bodies are flying around in there. It's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, 2 turnovers already in just the first few minutes. Clearly a bit careless. They need him to refocus.
Levine against Lee. Levine passes to Wiggins. Back to Levine. The shot comes out. Good D by Lee. And so it's New York with it. This is their first chance this season playing the Timberwolves.
And one of the few bright spots of their last season was sweeping the season series in this matchup.
Well, Mr. Porzingis, nice to know you're not afraid to mix it up. Boy, you got to love that grit and hustle.
Here's Rubio. Following the basket by Kristaps Porzingis. And Rubio kicks to Levine. Rubio sets the pick for Levine. Clock at 6. Deflects the pass. Porzingis with the steal. Rose dishes to Thomas. Here's Porzingis. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. Porzingis has got his second basket of the night. For Minnesota, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Rubio, the pass to Levine. Dishes it to Wiggins. And finished off by Jang.
The definition of an effort player. Zhang shows off that high motor, converts off the glass. Nice.
Some nice passing by New York here. Towns with the steal. And it's Wiggins missing.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Lee outside. Back to Porzingis. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
Oh, that's a good, strong finish. Porzingis not shying away from getting in there and getting after it.
And Rubio kicks to Levine. And the dunk by Towns.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. Knicks have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Pass to Porzingis.
Come to me.
Thomas against Wiggins. Passes it to Noah. Rose kicks it to Noah. Out to Lee. No good on the 3. Minnesota shooting to start out this game about 44%. Pass to Towns. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
You know, guys, I think maybe at the start of the season last year, there was a little bit of doubt, but it was pretty apparent pretty quickly that Cat was the Rookie of the Year. You know, this guy played at a near all-star level from games 1 through 82, never missed a beat. One of the most impressive rookie seasons this league has ever seen.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point. And Towns was a runaway with the Rookie of the Year, as many expected, Doris. Not many rookies can average 18 points and 10 rebounds right out of the gate.
Yeah, it's just rare to see a rookie come in at the age Cat did and be so proficient in so many areas. You know, very often Karl Anthony Towns looked like a 10-year vet as a rookie. He had the most statistically impressive rookie year since Blake Griffin's debut back in 2011.
Now here's Lee. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. Porzingis out to Lee. He feeds it to Thomas.
Get there.
Outside, Porzingis. The pass to Rose. Thomas a screen. Back to Rose. 6 on the shot clock. Porzingis with the ball. Now guarded by Towns. Minnesota in the lead. Thomas against Wiggins. Here's Towns. Porzingis with the block.
Porzingis so fast off the floor when he challenges a shot. Helps him get a lot of blocks like that one.
Here's Wiggins. What a tremendous game he played against Utah. Here's Dang. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. And when you see Chang, you don't expect a player, Doris, of his size to be a threat from outside, but he has a very soft touch in the mid-range, and it's getting better every year, it seems.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt. Chang can definitely face up and knock shots down. Enough, certainly, to keep other big men honest when he steps out into clear space. And also helps a lot that every time he gets to the free throw line, he's been solid there.
The first one falls.
Now, this is a guy who was 63% from the free throw line his first year. Zhang now has transformed himself into a very good free throw shooter.
The Knicks making a switch here. O'Quinn's checked in. Second free throw, no good. Mid-season here now, Doris. Teams know what to expect from one another and from themselves.
Yeah, I think by this point in the year, Kevin, you have defined who you are and how you win. You know that the roles are delineated. Everybody knows the expectations on individual players and on the group.
Well said.
That's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
You know, and I'm not seeing any urgency out of this defense, especially considering the deficit in the score.
Rose, good. Rose has got his first points in this one.
And as long as he retains that great explosion in his legs, Derrick Rose will be a factor around the rim.
The feed to Levine. Towns a screen on Lee. Levine can't hit.
He hasn't been able to shoot for a high percentage this quarter, but he's still pushing the action. Boy, that's a bit of a mental lapse, an embarrassing error to give up a possession.
Minnesota leading by 3. Off the inbound pass, and that one drops for him. Levine's got his second basket of the game.
That's a tough take. Levine calm in the face of pressure.
Pass to Porzingis. Right side, Thomas. Kicks it to Lee. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
The Knicks shooting their third free throw shot of the game.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And guys, as we know, New York has gone through some tough times in the past. The question now is New York City still a destination free agents hope to be a part of? Listen, the lure of the city certainly should be a factor. The other part, this is a storied franchise.
New York trailing. The tray. Here's O'Quinn, and the rejection by Jang.
Oh, the 7'3" wingspan erases that shot. Nice by Gorky Zhang.
Porzingis, yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Porzingis has got 8 points. It just seems like the big markets don't have quite the same advantage they used to, Doris, in attracting free agents, wouldn't you say?
Oh, Kevin, I don't think you're more right. You could be more right. I think when the dollar signs are equal, winning becomes the biggest draw. And that's tough for a team like the Knicks that's trying to claw their way back into the upper echelon.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Dunn's checked in.
And now a moment to see the stats for Wiggins. He's been in good form here the last few weeks. Second in three-point field goal percentage and ranked among the top 10 in scoring. He can fill it up with the best of them.
Now, here's Dunn. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Wiggins outside. To the middle. Here's Levine. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. They get Courtney Lee. And Zach LaVine is listed as a point guard, but he isn't a natural to that position. Certainly can handle himself acting as the lead guard, but Doris making plays for others right now isn't his specialty.
Well, it shows up in stats as well as with the eye test, right? He has never had a lot of assists given how much he handles the ball, and he also has somewhat of a poor assist-to-turnover ratio. But he is almost more of a shooting guard who can bring it up the floor and initiate rather than a true point guard.
And New York making a change here. And so Levine nails both of them.
Yeah, a lot of whistles here early, as well as foul trouble starting to be an issue.
Here's Baker. 9-point game his last outing. Right side Holiday. Shot's good by Hernan Gomez.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Now let's find out what head coach Jeff Hornacek had to say to David Aldridge. D.A.
Well, Kevin, he expects their interior defense to be airtight. He said rim protection is something we really do well. Our ability to contest shots allows us to become more aggressive on the perimeter. Makes it a win-win. We'll see if all of that holds up for them tonight. Back to you.
Okay, Dave, thanks. That's a mantra we're going to hear, I think, a lot from coaches. Defense first.
You know, we always do, but it really rings true with this group. When they get all 5 guys keyed in at the defensive end, I think they make things very difficult for the opponent.
And I think that's the important part. These guys have got to be tied together on a string, because if one guy is off, the defense crumbles.
One added pressure, Doris, that Wiggins has that is unique to himself is that he carries most of the weight of Canada's international basketball dreams. He certainly is the best and the brightest for them. He's expected to lead, in fact, the country to a golden age.
For all the players that we have seen come in the league from north of the border, I think Wiggins has the best potential. And I think he's handled the extra pressure with ease. And it might have even helped him mature as a leader for his basketball team.
So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And Doris, with the behind-the-scenes access you've had for so many years, what are some things that fans don't get a chance to see, experience in the NBA?
Yeah, I think one thing that I marvel at is how seriously these men take their job. This is not, yes, they are well compensated, but by and large, these men will take your heart out to get a spot on an NBA roster. And it's their vocation as opposed to their job. These men are passionate about the league. They have incredible work habits, and I'm in awe of how hard they work.
Are you surprised, too, at the playbook? People just think these plays just kind of happen. Every play is, there is some scripted design for every play.
It drives me crazy when people say they'll only watch the NBA in the final 2 minutes because that's when the game's decided. We are talking about the best players, the best athletes, and the best coaching there is in any level, and to me, you're doing a disservice if you don't watch the full 48.
Great points.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
A second chance effort. Dunn misses.
Outstanding defense. No one wants to get in front of that guy when he's around the rim, but he did a great job there.
Baker with the bucket.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And done with the slam.
And the explosion to the hoop. Done finishing in style.
So it's the Knicks now. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way. And that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
Well, I don't think it's overstatement to call that an embarrassing defensive effort. Shooters were wide open from everywhere.
Levine dishes to Towns, and the dunk by Towns.
Oh, and look at how well he led him in there. Really, he passed him open for that deuce.
Passes to Baker. Pass to Kuzminskis. Here's Hernan Gomez. The shot that time, not on target. And Minnesota now the other way. Levine passes to Dunn. Towns kicks to Levine. Fires the three. Hernan Gomez grabs the miss. New York's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Baker, no good.
Boy, clear breakdown on defense. They're fortunate that he didn't make them pay.
Now, here's Dunn. He's tightly guarded. Here's Wiggins. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Wiggins has got 5 points so far.
Oh, really smooth. Andrew Wiggins with a terrific mid-range game.
Here's Baker. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. He dishes it to O'Quinn. There's the pass to Hernan Gomez. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Zhang's got 5 rebounds tonight.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
No, I mean, the first thing you notice about Gorgui Zhang is when he's on the floor, it's his defensive presence. Very long arms to bother shooters, quick movement to stay and track drivers as they come to the rim. Such a force.
Free throw good, Wiggins. And with Zhang's defensive presence, Doris, he'll always find a way onto the floor. Everything else he does is icing on the cake.
Well, it isn't just protecting the rim that Zhang excels at, right? He also has great timing to deny passes and come up with some steals. He's carved out a nice role for himself in the NBA.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Cole Aldrich. He's checked in for Gorgui Zhang. Hill comes in for Towns. And it's Muhammad in for Levine. Knicks trail by 4. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Baseline try, and he gets the jumper to drop. He's got 6.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Timberwolves shooting in this first quarter around 38%. They're looking a bit creaky out there. From 15 feet away, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. New York called for the foul.
I think one thing the Wolves will certainly be looking to improve upon this year is solidifying that defense. It has been a weak point for them in recent history, and they have the talent, to me, to play good defense. They just need to drill in the fundamentals.
And the first one at the line is good. And with the Wolves and their defensive problems, Doris, a lot of that comes from lack of protecting the rim. That's not just on the big men either.
Well, Kevin, you're exactly right, because putting up a lot of points at the rim is not just the fault of the 4s and the 5s. Perimeter players can't act as matadors and let dribbled drivers in so easily. If opponents do get inside, everyone needs to rotate and challenge shots.
Here's Kuzminskis. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. To the inside. Hernan Gomez passes to Baker. It's good from long range. Baker's got 5.
Well, he had to take the three-pointer right there with the defense more or less ignoring him. No choice.
And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Holiday. Now let's check out the rebounds and where they're coming from. Here's a breakdown showing the front court and the back court rebounding numbers for the Knicks.
And it's been the bigs doing most of the work on the glass, and really no surprise there. That's what you pay those guys for, to control that paint and haul in those misses.
Knicks on defense, and the dunk by Muhammad.
Oh, climbs the ladder there. Muhammad applies the finishing touch.
There's 47 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Outside Holiday. Pass to Hernan Gomez for three. And that's collected by Hill. Minnesota in the lead. The dish to Muhammad. Dunn kicks to Muhammad. At the elbow, it's Wiggins. The Knicks pull it in. To the middle. Here's Holiday. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. For New York, they have only one missed free throw. They've had 5 attempts and made 4 of them.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
And he's good on the second. Seven seconds left here in the first quarter. Dunn passes to Bielitsa. This one for three. No good on the buzzer beater. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Timberwolves lead by 1. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. Well, we know what Derrick Rose has been through, the injuries, the expectations. And we asked him how he's dealing with all of it.
I got a clear mind when I play. I can't think about the past. I can't think about if I'm going to hurt myself, if I move the wrong way. When I'm out there, I have a free mind. I have no expectations on myself. I just know that I prepare myself well. There's no pressure.
Well, and Rose says no pressure, but I have to feel like there's at least a little bit, guys, of pressure to get back to where he was.
Yeah, I mean, league MVP in 11, once considered a cornerstone for the NBA's youth movement. Hey, with a little more luck, he may still be that.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Timberwolves?
Really active hands early on here as they're able to acquire several steals.
The activity allowing them to pressure the ball, jump into passing lanes, anything they're doing to disrupt the offense.
And New York, looking at who they've got. Thomas is out there with Porzingis. Then there's Noah. Then there's Derrick Rose. And it's Lee in at the shooting guard. And the dunk by Muhammad.
Wow, able to survey over the top of defenses as well as squeeze into tight quarters. Rubio is the consummate playmaker.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Andrew Wiggins' ball handling lagged behind the rest of his game before he came to the NBA, but he's found he can use his size to post up immediately. It's a talent that many players don't develop until they've been in the league for years. Kevin, he's got the footwork, and as his skills develop, he's almost certain to become a superstar.
Sure does. Thanks, D.A. Now, Rubio. Following the Porzingis miss from deep. Hill, no good. Right side, Thomas. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. And now a quick look at some very potent men in the middle lately. Highest scoring big men in the past 10 games. Number 1, Porzingis.
he is so polished offensively in the low post. I mean, even when the defense collapses, he's got guys all around, and he finds a way to put the ball in the basket.
Now here's Muhammad after Jordan Hill's miss. Rubio dishes to Hill. Rubio with it. He's picked up by Lee. Aldridge kicks to Hill. It's rebounded by Porzingis. Porzingis has got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Thomas. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
You talked about threading the eye of the needle. He has an uncanny feel for this game.
And how teams are able to work together is the greatest key to success. Doris, you appreciate that. In your eyes, as a player, as a former coach, what makes a good teammate?
I think probably the most important thing is you see a guy who is as excited for their teammates' success as they are for their own, right? It's not just a fist pump or a dap up when they score. It's when the guy next to him scores.
And that's what you enjoyed playing point guard.
Oh, I loved it. Listen, for a point guard, it's as good to get an assist as it is to get a bucket.
Interesting. Here's Lee following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Inside, Porzingis. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Porzingis has got it all tied up now for the Knicks.
You know, Porzingis' size obviously will make him a threat at the rim, but that athleticism a problem as well.
And Muhammad kicks to Aldridge. It's Bielitsa. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. And the Timberwolves lead by 3. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Outside Rose. Passes it to Porzingis. Left side Thomas. New York moving the ball around. 4 on the shot clock. New York needs to get off a shot. On its way from Rose for 2. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. Minnesota leading by 3. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Pass to Bielitsa from beyond the arc. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Rubio's got 3 assists in the game. Rose passes to Lee. Screen by Porzingis. Rose against Rubio. And it's Rose missing.
And that's a well-contested shot.
Yeah, he gains good position, then gets out on the shooter, affects his rhythm.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And the Knicks with possession here. After the basket by Minnesota, Porzingis sets the pick for Rose. Back to Lee. Outside for Thomas. Top of the key, Porzingis. New York, no good that time either.
That kind of miss rarely happens, but when they occur, they're pretty shocking.
And Muhammad has it in the corner. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. And a fast break now for New York. Here's Rose. New York, no good that time either. Here's Minnesota. They've outscored them 10 points to 2 during this run. It's stolen by Rose. Shoots it up. That doesn't go either for Rose.
He's obviously still trying to find the range. No success this quarter. You wonder what it would take to get him to pass the ball.
Now here's Muhammad from 12 feet out. It's hauled in by Noah. Noah's got 4 rebounds now tonight. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Now here's Lee. Muhammad covering. Lee dishes to Thomas. Porzingis with a screen on Rubio. 6 to shoot. Outside, Porzingis. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. 13 points for Porzingis.
Well, Porzingis will make you pay if you collapse off of him.
Rubio against Rose. And Rubio kicks to Hill. Here's Muhammad. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own. Muhammad's got the lead up to 8 now for the Timberwolves. And there's the call on Shabazz Muhammad. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Early in the second quarter, that's already his second foul. He's going to have to play under control now.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Towns comes in for Cole Aldrich. And Levine subbed in for Shabazz Muhammad. Rubio against Rose. That shot is off. Good D by Rubio.
Yeah, hard for them to shave this deficit when they've got him shooting such a low percentage.
And the one thing about Rose is that, you know, he can still get up for the big matchups. Whenever he faces another great point guard, he seems to play at his best level and loves to push himself and is willing to step up to the challenge. Let's just hope that he can eventually get back to that all-star caliber presence he had just a few years ago.
Rose with the rebound. Knicks trail by 6. And the pass to Porzingis. Feeds it to Noah. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And with Rose and his injuries, it's not easy for him to put in a work day every day. But as you said, he can light it up on the big stage.
And that is why he's such a threat. Even with his numbers being somewhat diminished, Rose knows what it takes to be a successful player at the highest level. You only wish he wasn't robbed of so much of his game due to injuries.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Gorgie Dangs checked in for Hill. And it's done in for Ricky Rubio. So neither attempt will fall that time for him. Doris, we know you were a standout point guard in the Big East for Providence. What players do you feel have a similar approach to the point guard position that you played so well in the NBA now?
Well, I was not your necessarily traditional setup point guard. I was a player who liked to get to the rim and get to the free throw line a ton. So I would say somebody like Kyrie Irving who wants to be a dynamic scorer, handle is there. So I didn't mind passing, Kevin, but I wanted to score it too.
See, I picture you as like a Chris Paul. Leader, you could do both equally well. You could dish as well as anybody, but drive as well as anybody too.
You're
probably being modest.
I'm not being modest. I was pretty tough too. You didn't like to play against me.
But I like broadcasting with you.
Back at you. Boy, you can look back on the storied history of the New York Knickerbockers. A lot of huge moments for the franchise. I guess if I'd have to pick 1 or 2 moments that define my memories, Willis Reed certainly coming out of the tunnel. That's something you hear from generation to generation. And then obviously the drafting of Patrick Ewing.
Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Noah. Knicks trail by 6. There's Baker. 5 points in the game. The shot's good from O'Quinn. And we know the Knicks won the very first ever draft lottery back in 1985. They selected Patrick Ewing. What a huge moment for that franchise.
Oh, Kevin, it was one of those years where you had a surefire #1 pick. Ewing went on to play 15 years with the Knicks, 11 times reaching the All-Star game. Never did win the breakthrough title, however.
Here's Hernan Gomez. He's got 6. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Higgins is checked in for Bielitsa.
Well, Kyle O'Quinn, he wasn't a well-known player in college, but he was a find in that second round of the draft. Whenever you have a player with his size and ability to eat up space in the middle, he's going to find a place on the roster.
And finished off by Zhang.
Well, how about the aggressiveness at the point of attack? Zhang finishing like he means it.
Here's O'Quinn. That's 3 pointers off the mark. Size is something that teams will always look to acquire and find time for, and Doris O'Quinn fits that bill in a big way.
Yeah, Kev, it's not easy to find a player of O'Quinn's size that has as soft a touch as he does. He can step outside, pull out his defender, freeing up the middle for his team. A very easy shooting motion on O'Quinn. He looks very comfortable from the three-point line.
The shot's good. O'Quinn's got 6.
You know, rough start for him, but he seems to have turned the corner here in the second period.
Here's Dunn. Herman Gomez grabs the miss.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
Back to Holiday. That misses off the backboard.
It wasn't wide open, but that's a look he's got to create, guys. He's got to finish that. His teammates count on him.
And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
You know, I think one thing about Towns that sets him apart is that basically at this young age, no holes in his game, which is sort of remarkable. I mean, I don't think there's very many players in the NBA at his age that can say that. And you think about all of the aspects and facets that he has to his game, virtually every single one of them he's able to do at a high level.
There's Baker. He's got 5. Another miss by Holiday.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now here's Wiggins. Towns, the pass to Dang. Here's Levine. And a chance here to take a look at the shooting chart.
And it's really been a tremendous night. He's been efficient. He's been a major driving force in this offense. And it's no small task to try to slow him down. Once he gets rolling, like we've seen in this game so far, watch out.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
And on the season, he's just a shade under 80 from the line. I'll bet he'd like to get that up over that mark.
And the first one at the line is good.
I'll tell you, 13th pick in the 2014 draft. Levine still with plenty of upside.
And so Levine nails both of them.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
Dishes to O'Quinn. Puts it up from 12. Reverses. And the layup is good. Baker's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Oh, how pretty was that? Used the rim to protect the ball perfectly.
Dunn kicks to Zhang. On the wing, Wiggins. Kicked away.
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established position there.
For New York, they have not shot all that well from the free throw line. 6 of 11. 2 shots.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. One term you always hear when you talk about Tom Thibodeau is his work ethic. He's always spending late nights at the office analyzing tape, Doris, and doing everything he can to make sure he hasn't missed something in a game plan.
You and I both know, Kevin, this is one of the most intense coaches in the game when it comes to preparation, and it's because of his work ethic that make him so appealing as a coach. You know, with a young group like the Wolves, having Thibodeau showing them what it takes to be successful is huge.
That evens the score. Baker's got 12 in the game.
Boy, a mistake to leave him there all alone on the perimeter. He had no problem cashing in. No hesitation, just drills it.
And no good. The dry spell continuing for him.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Now, here's O'Quinn. He had 19 points in the win against Oklahoma City.
And don't make a mistake, the 3 blocks had a huge impact on the game as well. It really turned the game in their favor.
Here's Dunn, trailing by 2. Towns the screen. And Zhang kicks to Dunn. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Well, you take a look at Chris Dunn out of Providence. It's easy to see what talent evaluators see in this young man.
6'4", long arms, strength, blinding quickness. He is an NBA athlete and then some. In a draft year that was light on point guard, you knew he'd be one of the first to hear his name called.
And he knocks down the first one.
And Dunn does a little bit of everything out there. Scores the ball, distributes it well, and also pounds the glass aggressively.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time.
And for Chris Dunn, you know, everyone told him to enter the draft after 3 years at Providence. His father, his coach, he could have been a first-round pick back in 15. Instead, he decided to stay 1 more season, earn his diploma. And I have to say it's worked out pretty well for him.
Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes, 6 already.
Pass to Hernan Gomez. Inside, here's O'Quinn. Gets a very good look and converts. O'Quinn's got 8 points. And Dunn, undergoing 2 shoulder surgeries in college, took a medical red shirt for his sophomore season.
Yeah, and that was on his right shoulder, his shooting shoulder. You wonder if he can get even better shooting the ball with time.
Gotta put some pressure on Dunn when he's squaring up from outside. Just an exceptional score.
Here's Hernan Gomez. Jang defending. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. There's 14 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. And here is Dunn. 6 points for him. Here's Towns.
O'Quinn's length makes it very tough to get the better of him. Very hard to shoot over.
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. But Timberwolves on top, up 2. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Zach, a hard-fought first half. What changes have to be made to get a little separation?
They're making tough shots. We're trying to stick to our concept, so we got to come back, make plays, make shots, and, just stay solid.
Always a challenge for a young team. Thanks for your time, Zach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time to review the first half of action. What a start it was for Karl Anthony Towns. He had 11 points, 6 rebounds, and also 3 steals. And, Kenny, what did you see out there from the Timberwolves?
Well, they're doing a great job of pushing the action and getting to the foul line. They aren't just pulling up for uncontested shots. They're making the defense react to them. In transition, on the dribble, and with those quick cuts, they're in attack mode. That's dangerous. To beat them, you need to force them to play more defensively.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on New York?
Well, one thing happened that really helped them out. Their bench came in and played absolutely beautiful. Gave them a huge boost. Not just trying to hold court, but actually putting points on the scoreboard. These guys should be starting, Ernie.
That concludes our halftime presentation. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half.
We come back to Minnesota now with a striking look at the 10th Avenue Bridge, downtown Minneapolis, off in the distance. Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Porzingis with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Yeah, the rebounding, particularly on the offensive side, as good as it gets. He was bringing the effort down low.
Well, it's his specialty. There are certain guys who can dominate a half or even an entire game by generating second chances.
And Minnesota has possession. The lead is 2. Towns and Jang, the lengthy pair inside. The high-flying pair of Levine and Wiggins at the 2 and the 3. And it's Rubio in at the 1 spot. So that's the lineup for Minnesota.
Oh, terrific timing on that catch and shoot. Wiggins in complete command.
Lee kicks to Thomas. He feeds it to Rose. Puts up a 3. The Knicks rebound. Noah, the pass to Porzingis. Great look, but off the mark. Timberwolves leading by 4. Kick out to Levine. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. 11 points for Zach Levine.
You know, that's inside-out basketball. Just pass out of the post to set up the jumper.
Rose with the ball. He kicks to Thomas. Here's Porzingis. Shot clock at 6. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
Wiggins kicks to Levine. A beautiful reverse layup. And it's a 9-point Minnesota lead.
And just a nice bucket there to really just sustain that lead.
You know, that was well done. Those are the types of plays that will allow them to not just hang on to the lead, but extend it.
Now here's Rose. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession.
And how about the numbers here for Joakim Noah? Averaging 9 points per game, 17 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he does the heavy lifting on the glass, throwing himself into the rebounding battle with just complete effort.
Rubio outside. Now the feed to Levine. Kicks it to Towns. Lets it go from 11. Porzingis with the block. Here's Lee, and off the glass. That one's good. Lee's got 9.
Well, after missing their first 3 shots, they finally get one to go in this half. I think if you look over the history of the Timberwolves, one position they've always been strong in since their inception in 1989, the power forward slot. KG, of course, the big name, but now you get Kevin Love, and then you follow him with Karl Anthony Towns, keeping the tradition alive.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
Rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Porzingis with a screen on Rubio. Count that one in, and the Timberwolves lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Joakim Noah. And thinking more about Minnesota power forwards of the past, Tom Gugliotta, a name that you can throw in there. Can't forget about Al Jefferson, too, for a brief stint with the team.
And Kev, you see it through a lot of sports. Certain teams have a position that always seems to be filled by an amazing player. And for the Wolves, in their relatively young franchise history, that's the 4-man.
Here's Lee after the made shot from Ricky Rubio. Towns with the steal. Rubio against Rose. Here's Towns, and the dunk by Towns.
I think this is just one of those nights scoring the basketball. Towns is just showing off.
New York calls timeout.
And guys, I grew up in the New York area during the Knicks' heyday. There was nothing better than watching Patrick Ewing do his thing in the proud Knicks jersey.
And Doris, in the Patrick Ewing era, it was more of a physical game. And of course, you played Big East basketball as a point guard. Did you like to play a physical ball game?
You know what I'd like to see in the current NBA, Kevin? I didn't necessarily love the hand-to-hand combat of the 1990s era, but I also would like to see it be allowed to be a bit more physical than it is in today's day and age. Meet me in the middle, Kevin, and I'll be a happy woman.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. And it's Bielitsa in for Andrew Wiggins. And Gorgui Dieng is going to pick up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Levine against Lee. And with that shot, the Timberwolves lead is cut to just 9 points on the basket from Porzingis.
I'd say Porzingis is so nimble inside. He's got a very calm demeanor with defenders in his face.
Now here's Levine. 13 points in the game. Now Jang out left to the wing. He with the block. Stolen by Rubio. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. And a chance now to review the shot chart.
Right now, after looking at that chart, you pretty much can just jog down the court. He gets it in the paint. Just time and time again, he's worked his way in close and made a shot over a defender or found another way to convert. Just great stuff coming from him thus far.
Inside. Noah dishes to Thomas. And the rejection by Jang. Rubio outside to the paint. Porzingis with the steal. And Lee with the stuff.
And that was the play to make. Rose making the right read.
Now here's Levine. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. Elitsa. Here's Hill, and it's Hill with the jam.
And guys, isn't it great to see a player who works that hard on the glass at both ends?
Well said, G. That's the way he has built, his reputation. Grinding away, 100% effort all the time.
So much tenacity. Really tries to outwork everyone around him.
For New York, they have gone 8 of 13 from the free throw line. And he knocks down the first one.
I think one thing we can say for certain, guys, is the Timberwolves have had one of the best rebuilds in recent memory, and obviously it helps getting the top overall pick with Towns. But beyond that, they've made a lot of shrewd decisions.
Both shots good from the stripe. And you can't award Minnesota anything until they show how far they can go with this core. Doris, the turnaround for this franchise from where they were 5 years ago is huge.
Well, I think, Kevin, it started with the Kevin Love trade, which many media members criticized. They get Wiggins from that deal, and it's worked out perfectly for them. Now it's just a matter of continuing to add the right pieces.
To the inside. Knocked away. 8 feet away. And the rejection by Jang. Minnesota leading by 7. Here's Levine. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's on Porzingis.
It's hard not to think of those amazing dunk contests when you think of Zach LaVine. 2 titles in that contest already to his name. May be the best dunker in the league and one of the best all time before it's all said and done.
2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And with Levine and his dunking, he is so effortless in how he glides through the air. Doris, he can put on a show anytime he has an open path.
Well, he's got eye-popping athleticism and out-of-the-world dunk contest material, that's for sure. His duel with Aaron Gordon injected a lot of life and interest into the NBA's dunk contest All-Star Weekend.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. Knicks trail by 9. Pass to Porzingis. Here's Thomas. Rebound by Bielitsa. Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Rubio the pass to Levine. Again, Levine missing.
You can see it. His timing, his touch, everything just a shade off tonight.
Thomas, it's a wide open look. New York, no good that time either. Timberwolves leading by 9. And Rubio kicks to Levine. Stolen by Thomas. Outside, Porzingis. Yes, indeed, it is good. He's now 8 for 14.
Yeah, Porzingis so good at squaring up his body when he pulls up for that mid-range jumper.
Hill, a screen on Rose. Rubio dishes to Hill. Tipped away. And they're on the break. Here's Thomas. Shoots. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Ricky Rubio picks one up. For New York, they have had 15 tries at the line. They've made 10. First free throw is good.
Well, the glory days for the Knicks, back in the early 70s, 1970 and 73 to be exact, the franchise's 2 NBA championships. Who can ever forget?
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Jack. Muhammad comes in for Zach LaVine, and it's done in for Ricky Rubio. And what a great team that was. Doris, that roster for the Knicks in the early 70s. Wow.
Wow, you're right, Kevin. Dick Barnett, Bill Bradley, Dave DeBusschere, Willis Reed, and, of course, Walt Frazier. All fixtures on both title runs. It was a deep team, and they worked beautifully together.
Knicks trail by 5. And the wide-open shot from Rose. Good on the 13-footer. Rose has got 6 points.
You know, and that was a nice find by KP. Saw the open man. He was on time, on target with the pass. Perfect.
Muhammad, and the dunk by Muhammad.
And watch out, you don't bring the whole basket down on top of you, young fella.
I don't think he ever wanted to let go of the rim. One item that stood out, their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking, and more importantly, it makes it really hard to defend.
Now here's Thomas. He's got 5. Over to the wing. Shot clock at 6. Minnesota with the rebound. Aldrich has got 3 rebounds now in this one. And Muhammad kicks to Bielitsa. He dishes it to Dunn. Bielitsa inside. Thomas is there. Bielitsa misses. Knicks trail by 5. To the middle. Thomas passes to Porzingis.
You know, what's interesting about Porzingis is, yes, was there an adjustment period in terms of his NBA career? No question. But he had a very good grasp of the culture when he came over, and he loves the American lifestyle. He's got the slang down. He's a very outgoing guy.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
In their last contest, guys, he was unconscious from the foul line.
That's an example of the release point being so high, the defender has no options. You just don't see that many players, Porzingis' size, 7'2", 7'3", who can stroke the jumper the way he can.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Timberwolves leading by 3. Dunn dishes to Muhammad. Pass to Dunn. And the layup's good off the glass. He's got 8. And the culture shift for a lot of players coming from overseas, Doris, can just be an added task. But for Porzingis, might have made things easier.
I just love how Porzingis approaches everything, and he fits right in with what the fans want to hear. There's a confidence and a brashness that he plays with that quickly had fans flocking to him. You know, he's got the perfect personality and embraces the culture of sport, so it's hard to think that he won't be a beloved player for all of his playing days.
Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for the Knicks. Muhammad with the steal. Now the pass to Bielitsa. Baseline J on the way. And pushing it up. Here's New York. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And while we have a chance, here are the teams that have swatted away the most shots this season. Second, the Knicks.
I mean, terrific rim protection. I mean, they rotate and help on the inside as well as anybody. And, of course, you want to keep offenses on the outside shooting jump shots, and that continues to be the goal.
That free throw missing. That one is no good.
Jeff Hornacek was the man chosen to lead this Knicks team during their coaching search. You think about they took a look at several names in and out of the organization, but Hornacek ended up being their guy. It seemed like they felt Hornacek didn't get a fair shake and is underrated as a coach.
They retain possession. Outside Holiday. O'Quinn, the pass to Baker. Shoots the three. O'Quinn can't hit. And with Hornacek being available in the first place, he was previously coach of the Suns, but was let go amidst the chaotic season that the Suns went through last year.
And Kevin, the feeling around the league was that Hornacek was just part of a bad situation in Phoenix, and glad to see him get a chance to show what he can do with the New York Knicks. You knew he'd get another chance after finishing so high in Coach of the Year voting in his rookie year of coaching.
Here's Holiday, following the bucket by the Timberwolves. In the corner, O'Quinn with it, and it goes out of bounds. That one's off Holiday. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. We'll take a look at the Warriors. They've got the #1 record in the conference, and because of it, each night out, their competition is going to bring it right at them. And, of course, there's Minnesota, 3.5 back.
And I think for Minnesota, they've looked very solid here to start the season. What's surprised me the most is just how much confidence this group is playing with.
They really do look like they came into the season with the belief that they belong in the conversation among the best teams in the league.
There's Baker after Jordan Hill's bucket. Shots good by Hernan Gomez.
That play was run beautifully. Got positioned inside, the entry pass was on target, and the finish was flawless.
And Muhammad kicks to Dunn. There's 1:34 left to play in the third. Muhammad, no luck. Knicks trail by 7. Passes to Kuzminskis. Stolen. And Muhammad kicks. Whoa!
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. Here's Bielitsa. 8 points for him. Dunn kicks to Bielitsa. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Muhammad. He can't get that one to fall. Good D by Holiday.
And with the time left, they still can go 2 for 1.
That would be the smart thing. Let's see if they realize it.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Goes up again, and the layup is good.
Probably could have set that screen with a little more force, but it got him just enough room to be able to finish.
Here's Dunn. 10 points for him. Pick up by Hill. Here's Muhammad. No good. And we've reached the end of the third. Timberwolves lead by 7. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back. Knicks trail by 7, and on the floor for New York here in the fourth. We've got Kyle O'Quinn, Lee out there with Derrick Rose. Then there's Lance Thomas, and it's Noah in at the 5 roaming the paint.
What you like about O'Quinn in the mid-range is how quickly he pulls up for that shot.
Rubio outside. Now the dish to Muhammad. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Rubio's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Now here's Rose. Screen by Lee. Thomas kicks to Lee. Count it.
And you don't want to allow too many of those short ones with the game right now in the balance.
Timberwolves leading by 6. Towns a screen on Rose. And Rubio kicks to Towns. And good, he nails it.
On the catch and shoot, just so relaxed. Almost looks like Towns is playing a game of horse out there.
Rose attacking. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. No good on the free throw. Gorgie Dangs checked in for Minnesota. Zach LaVine comes in for Shabazz Muhammad. And he sinks the second.
What we have watched these first few seasons of his career is a steady improvement at the line for O'Quinn. He is showing he can knock them down consistently.
Rubio dishes to Wiggins. That shot off the mark. Great defense that time from Noah. To the right side. Back to Lee. Rose kicks to O'Quinn. Some nice passing by New York here. There's a good screen. New York, no good that time either. Minnesota leading by 7. Down low, here's Dang, and finished off by Jang. That gives him the double-double. 11 points and 13 rebounds.
Boy, that's the great decision-making of Rubio. Always one step ahead of the defense.
And here is Lee. Over in the corner, Rose. Here's O'Quinn. And the Knicks miss again.
Almost seemed like he was overthinking that shot. Such a wide open look.
Feeds it to Towns. In the corner, it's Wiggins. Again, Wiggins missing.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Minnesota's gotten the 3-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. 6 of 15. On the wing, LaVine. Fires from the corner. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Wiggins has got 4 assists now tonight. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
New York calls timeout. And with the 4th quarter push coming up here, the coach going over the game plan and these players rehydrating themselves with Gatorade, recharging their bodies, refocusing their minds, and getting that strategy down to close out the game. You look at Zach LaVine, he's really been playing well.
Boy, the pace, the flow, the rhythm, it's really remarkable to watch. When he's in this kind of zone, it's a long night for the defenders.
Zinkus, he's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, I had a chance to listen in on Jeff Hornacek's huddle with his players. He was begging them to step it up. He said, we've got to make the move now, or we're going to be out of time and out of luck. Give it everything you've got out there. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Right side, Thomas. Right wing. Rose passes to Lee. Outside, Thomas. Noah the screen. Thomas kicks to Porzingis. He can't hit that time. Minnesota leading by 11. LaVine with it, and Rose picks him up defensively. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Elite athleticism. LaVine able to go up, take the hit, and convert. I'd say one thing you've got to love about Ricky Rubio is that air of excitement he brings to the floor. You simply never know when he's going to fire off an amazing pass that splits defenders. It's must-see TV when this guy is out in front of the break.
Now here's Rose. Lee dishes to Noah. Down low. Porzingis passes to Lee. The shot's good. Lee's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Even though there's a height disadvantage, he's still able to go up and over his man.
He negated size difference through sheer determination. He wasn't going to let a few extra inches bother him.
Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Porzingis sets the pick for Lee. Outside, Porzingis fires from deep. But they'll get another chance.
Wow, just getting all the luck right now, it seems. Good bounce.
Count that one, and the Minnesota lead has been cut down to just 12 points on the bucket from Noah. Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Rubio with it. Rubio sets the pick for Wiggins. Pocket 6. And Rubio kicks to Levine. Goes up at the stripe. That one a little long. Knicks trail by 12. And the foul called on Porzingis. And that'll be his third foul so far.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Releases from 15, and it's Wiggins missing, and stolen by Zhang. So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Now, this is, to me, where Zhang is really starting to improve, making moves inside that force the defender's hand.
And GA, after being such a fixture in the city of Chicago and for so long, Joakim Noah signing with his hometown team, the Knicks, in the last offseason, a bit of a bittersweet end of his time with the Chicago Bulls. A lot of moving parts in his time with Chicago.
Yeah, and, you know, his playing time had dwindled, and it was just, I think, in everyone's best interest for him to move on. It's a great fit in New York, both with the team and the pulse of the city. Clearly was still valued highly around the league as it took a sizable contract to put him in that Knick uniform.
And Zhang drops them both.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Rose kicks to Thomas. Dishes it to Lee. To the inside. Here's Porzingis. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
I thought for sure he would hit that shot, but his release didn't look good.
And Zhang kicks to Levine. Lee with the steal. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Shot from 12. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
What a turnaround in the second half. So much more accurate overall.
Minnesota leading by 12. Rubio dishes to Wiggins. Trying to find Rubio. He's got it now. 2 points. That one goes.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Looking to get it going. And the rejection by Zhang. Wiggins outside. Lee with the steal. Pass to Noah. Stolen by Rubio. To the paint. Here's Towns. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. 17 points for Karl Anthony Towns. Rose kicks to Lee. He feeds it to Noah. Porzingis passes to Lee. New York moving the ball around. Here's Noah. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
No good on that one. And he's good on the second. Analytics certainly have jumped up in their usage around the NBA. Doris, how do you feel it's been used? Is it here to say? Where's it going?
You know, it's been such a fascinating discussion amongst players and coaches. Coaches, by and large, will tell you, yes, we like analytics, but I have to coach by feel. And I don't think you can overvalue or undervalue either one. You're never going to take a step back, Kevin. The metrics of it are too important in terms of how we're able to track the movements of players. They haven't worked hard enough today. We can go hard again tomorrow. I think it's all important, but I think the best organizations are the ones who look at things in its totality.
Well, it's taught me about the game. I mean, and the things that maybe I've never thought about
like
as a
what?
fan. Well, like, you know, the success of jump shots between 10 and 16 feet. How many times the guy goes to his right as opposed to his left. What his favorite block is to set up in. How much he's been used in practice during the week. Where they're going to go defensively, where the weak spots are. Just different things to consider, which gives you a taste of what coaches and organizations go through during a game, during preparation, and getting ready for their opponent.
Yeah.
There's so much to consider, and you can be overloaded by analytics too.
You were sitting there describing that, and I thought these are all excellent points. At what point does it become overload? At what point are you able to filter out the necessary things? I imagine that's an art.
2 shots.
And that one misses. And he sinks the second. Here's Lee. Ways to get back into it, but they've got some time.
The tendency can be to really rush or push the game, and they need to avoid that.
Now here's Rose. Down low, Noah. Minnesota with the rebound. Jang's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight.
You know, something's off. His shot mechanics, perhaps, and they need him to shoot it well right now.
It has been a three-point barrage for them since halftime.
I mean, unbelievable. Whether they're wide open or defenders draped all over them, they're hitting from distance.
And the first one drops. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Timberwolves leading by 17. Rubio outside. Towns the screen. Rubio dishes to Wiggins. Top of the key. The Knicks pull it in.
You know, in most situations, coach is okay with him taking that shot, even if it doesn't go in.
Wasted no time on that one.
Assist from Derrick Rose.
Here is Rubio. Towns a screen on Rose. Rubio with it. Now Thomas defending. And that one's good. Wiggins.
You'd have to say this is his quarter. He has destroyed every tactic the defense has thrown at him.
To the middle. And there's Noah on the assist by Lee. Lee's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Coaches can't get enough of those easy looks in the post.
Rubio outside. He kicks it to Wiggins. The feed to Towns. Jang a screen. Towns, no luck.
Not a good pick there. If I'm shooting the ball and I'm looking at him, I'm asking, where is the effort? You've got to do a better job of screening.
Now here's Rose. And again, it's New York.
Boy, too much of a cushion given to him on that jump shot. That's a big-time no-no.
Timberwolves leading by 14. And Rubio kicks to Levine. Looking for Chang. He gets it there. The shot, no good. Great defense that time from Noah. And Gorgie Chang is going to pick up the foul. That's it for him. He's fouled out of the game. Cole Aldrich is checked in for Minnesota. Knicks trail by 14. Rose in the post, covered by Rubio. Rose, that's good.
That simply is not good enough. That low post defense isn't getting the job done, not when the ball's in his hands.
Rubio against Rose. Here's Towns. Another miss by Towns. New York, they're working against the clock now. And here's Rose outside. Rose can't get that one to fall. Minnesota's gone 3 of 4 from downtown here in the fourth. The drive by Rubio. Offensive rebound. Towns, the pass to Rubio. Outside, Levine. Aldridge kicks to Wiggins. Timberwolves passing it around. Clock is at 3. Out of bounds. Timberwolves ball as Minnesota keeps possession. Shot clock at 2. Another miss by Minnesota.
You know, that kind of miss can rattle your confidence. He knows he should have had that one.
Outside Rose. Kicks it to Noah. Rebound by Aldridge.
Great possession with an even better shot. Disappointing it doesn't go.
The Timberwolves shooting pretty well at 46% from the floor.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Timberwolves.
And it may be a comfortable win for him, but they had to weather a few storms along the way, and that's all part of the story.
Yeah, Kevin, this was by no means the runaway that it might appear to be. It was a scrappy performance, though, all the way through.
And so that moves their record to 11 wins on the year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win. No surprise here, just a big-time performance for Karl Anthony Towns.
Listen, we know he can affect a game with his quick hands and getting steals, and he really did that tonight, and I thought it helped fuel their defensive possessions.
Now Holiday. Down low, O'Quinn, and O'Quinn slams it in.
You have to give credit to O'Quinn on that pick and roll play. He knows exactly how to position himself as the roller.
And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And now the award-winning Ernie Johnson will take it from here. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Karl Anthony Towns. He posted a double-double tonight, points and rebounds. You can see the energy he brings to this team and the difference he makes when he's on his game.
He loves playing in front of his home crowd. He looked like he was having a blast out there, and he gave him a lot to cheer about. Whether he was scoring or doing something else, he was involved in so many big plays.
He was abusing guys inside. Came in with the scoring mindset. He used his big body to root out people inside, and then he made great finishes.
And that'll wrap things up. Thank you for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and for the rest of the 2K Sports crew, the best in the business. This is Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.